Welcome back to our channel, everyone. Again with you, Omar from Brownsburg Motorsports, and today we have a 2018 Acura TLX. And like the title says, we're going to be showing you the step-by-steps on how to remove and replace the front rotors and pads. Stay tuned. All right, we got our wheel off. All the lug nuts were size 19 millimeter, and the first thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and compress the pistons on the caliper. Basically compress them in. So that way when we install the new rotors and pads, there is enough gaps for us to just like go ahead and install the caliper right away. So I have my flathead. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and get it between, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but I'm gonna go ahead and get it between the rotor and the rear pad that sits on the back of the caliper. And I'm gonna try to compress, as you can see. You gotta be careful with these things. They tend to slip. If you have a short pry bar or even a big pry bar, that might actually do the job. Just be careful with the hardware set if you're gonna reuse it. We got a new set of hardware, so I'm not too worried about the old hardware set that's in there. But basically, that's what we do. That's how we do it. You get a pry bar and you compress the piston, or you compress the pistons, both of them, back in. And this process honestly applies to most Acuras within the same year range. So let me go ahead and get in good over there. All right, I think we got the piston all the way in. The next step would be we're gonna go ahead and remove the caliper bolts. There is one over here and one up top over there. Let me get my tool and I'll show you how we're gonna do that. All right, so it is 17 millimeter for the caliper bolts. I'm gonna go ahead and loosen these. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and get these all the way out, and I'll show you what we're gonna do next. All right, I got both 17 millimeter bolts for the caliper off. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get my caliper out. As you can see, it's easy, and just be careful when you get the caliper out. There's the old hardware and the pad, they might fall off. I'm gonna put this on the side here. Just gonna grab these while I'm holding the caliper. I'm gonna drop these on the floor. We have new ones, and as you can see, the pads are, at least the ones on the front, are a little bit thicker than the rear one, but the back of the rotor is was actually causing the entire issue. So I have my S hook. I'm gonna go ahead and hook it up to the caliper. These are available on Amazon for like 10 bucks. You can probably even find them at your local auto part. So now that we have the caliper off, we're gonna go ahead and remove the caliper bracket, which is this piece over here, held on by these two bolts over here. Let me get the camera in a better angle and I'll show you what's going on next. All right, now that we have the caliper off and the pads and the hardware that was here, I'm gonna go ahead and remove the caliper bracket. This bolt over here, that one and that one, both of them are 19 millimeter. I have my 1/2 inch with a short 19 millimeter socket. I've already started loosening these. Honestly, like I just gave them a small tuck to get them off and show you how we're gonna do this. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these two bolts off, get the caliper bracket off, and I'll show you what we're gonna do next. All right, as you can see, we already got our caliper bracket off, and just so that you have an idea, this is where the rotor, this is where what's being used as a surface for the braking system. It's supposed to be all the way out here, but it's not, and that's what's causing the shaking for this customer, for this Acura. So the next step would be we're gonna go ahead and remove the rotor. And to remove the rotor, we have one Phillip head screw right there. Let me get the camera in a better angle to show you. There we go. So what I usually use for this, first thing I usually use is I just sprayed some WD-40 or some PB Blaster on over here. So let me go ahead and do that. Just spray it. Some people might say it's not gonna help because it's, it's flushed all the way. I still spray just for good measure. And I'm gonna let it sit for a couple minutes and I'll show you what we're gonna do next. All right, it has been a couple minutes since I sprayed the PB Blaster on that Phillip head. So the next step would be, since this is a Phillip head and not a torque, I have a usual procedure that I always use. I'm gonna use my small impact gun with a bit. I have my Phillip head on it, the extension. I'm gonna sit it on there. gonna tap it, and I do this just in case if there's like any rust in the back over there. I mean, granted, this car is 2018, so I'm not expecting it to be rusted. But if you're doing this on an older vehicle or your car is a northern car and there's a lot of rust, I would not be surprised if this thing would be rock solid over there with the rust. So I have my gun on there. There we go, just like that. We got this off. Now let's see if the rotor is gonna come off right away. Yep. And that's our rotor. As you can see, the amount of rust that's on the back that's causing all that shaking. That's why we are replacing the rotors and pads. So let me go ahead and get the camera in a better angle, and I will show you exactly what we're gonna do next. All right, if you've seen my previous videos, you probably already know this. When I'm doing a brake job, I usually clean up the hub over here. So I use this tool. As you can see, it does a really good job with the rust. I'm gonna go over this, clean it up, and I do this so that way I can grease up the corners over here a little bit before we install the new rotor. That way in the future, if you're working on the same car or somebody else is working on the same car, he will not have a hard time getting that rotor off. Whether your car is from California or all the way up in Canada, you're not gonna have issues with rust or anything. So stay tuned, let me clean this up, I'll show you what we're gonna do next. All right, I don't know if you can tell the difference or not, but I used my tool that I just showed you, and I used a wire brush around the edges over here. I'm gonna grease that up before I install the new rotor, so that way, like I was explaining earlier, it'll be easier for the next guy. The next step would be I'm gonna go ahead and clean as much rust of the caliper itself. I removed all the hardware set, so I'm just gonna go ahead and grab my wire brush and clean this up as much as possible. We did get a new hardware set, which I always recommend, but sometimes some auto, like depending on what brand you're buying and where you're getting them from, some brands they don't sell the hardware set included with the pads. In my scenario, it was. So let me clean this up, and I'll show you what we're gonna do next. All right, I cleaned that up as best as I could. The next step would be we're gonna go ahead and lubricate the guide pins. I always recommend lubricating the guide pins, and I use my CRC brake and caliper grease. I get this, I believe, from AutoZone. And even as a mechanic shop, you know, this lasts me like at least a month, depending on how busy we are, to be honest with you. We use it for different applications, not just like, you know, when we're doing a brake job. But basically, this is what I do. Grease up that guide pin, and when you put it back in, turn it. Now, if your guide pins were rusted, or if you had a rough time getting your guide pin off, I would highly recommend getting a spin-on drill brush. Get inside that caliper, clean up all that rust, and get new guide pins, grease them up really good, so that way the next time your brakes are due, you don't have as much of a hard time. So here we go. I went ahead and did this one as well. Let's go ahead and get it on. All right, I'm gonna break my new hardware set, and I'll show you how we're gonna put them on. All right, we got the new hardware set. As you can see over here, both the pins we saw earlier on the pads and the actual hardware that sits on the caliper. So the first one is gonna go on like this. I'm gonna go ahead and put this on. If you've never done this before, watch the video carefully, repeat some steps, watch it a couple times just to make sure you got everything right. I'm trying to get everything as much as possible for you guys out there who are doing this for the first time, as many details as possible. I would appreciate the support. Make sure you like and subscribe for more. And if you have any question, you can always feel free to drop them off in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to get back with you. Anyway, we got our new hardware on the caliper pushed in and nicely. I'm gonna go ahead and get the new rotor, and I'll show you how we're gonna put that on. All right, like I was saying earlier, I'm gonna go ahead and grease up a little bit around here, just so that the rotor sits nicely. It will be held on to the actual spindle and the hub with that screw over there, Phillip head screw. All right, I'm just gonna, you don't have to put so much. I know it looks like so much, but I'm just like spreading it around, so that way to cover as much as possible to preserve the rotor from rusting on. Now I have my rotor, and I'm gonna go ahead and grab my the bolt that holds the rotor in. So This is our new rotor. It's brake best from Orali. This is honestly, you guys, one of my favorite combinations. First, before there we go. Let's see. This is going to be this one. Make sure it's aligned right there. Now we can see the hole for the screw. What I was saying is this is one of my favorite combinations, honestly. Brake best and import direct brand. Brake best for the rotors, import direct brand for the pads. It's really good and a convenient combination for a lot of daily drive cars out there. If you go import direct all the way between the rotors and the pads, the price is still good, but this is much better. I've tested this on a lot of my vehicles, my personal vehicles, and I've been driving them for years, and they usually last me for like 2-3 years minimum. Plus they offer you that limited lifetime warranty on those pads, so make sure you check them out. I'll still drop a comment, link and the part number in the description below. But the next step would be putting the caliper bracket back on. I'm gonna go ahead and line this. I have my 19 millimeter. Let me grab my thread lock, get these, put some thread lock on these bolts, and I'll show you how we're gonna do the next step. All right, I got my thread lock on and I got my caliper bracket. I'm gonna go ahead and line this, and you always wanna go ahead and screw it in with your hands. You don't wanna go with a power tool or whether it's a ratchet or an impact gun. You wanna go ahead and tie it as much as possible with your hand, so that way you avoid messing up the thread or anything like that. As far as thread lock, I use this Permatex over here. I have been using it for years. It honestly does a really good job. I recommend it's like $5 or $6, I believe, at your local auto parts store. So now that I got my bolts on, I'm gonna go ahead and tie them up. Also, let me make sure you guys can see clearly from here. There we go. I believe that's a better angle for you guys watching on YouTube, whether on your phone or on your computers. I'm gonna go ahead and tie this up. I'm just gonna show you, I'm putting my body weight, not fully, but I would say like 60-70% of my body weight on this ratchet to make sure it's tight. And again, if you are not using original bolts, do not tie them to spec. I would actually go a little bit further than spec, if I'm being honest with you. Now we have our new pads. These are our new pads, the import direct I was telling you about. Like I said, I would drop the part number and the link in the description below. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and grease up our pads a little bit. You can even go as far as putting some grease on the hardware, a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there, a little bit there. It does not hurt. It's actually really good for the to preserving the life of your pads. We got the first pad over here. All right, first one installed. Let's grab the second one. All right. This is our second pad. Let me go and put the grease on it. Just adding a little bit of grease here, a little bit on each end. And what this does, in case you're wondering, every time you press the brake, the pistons kind of pushes the pads against the rotor, and that's what makes the vehicle stop generally. But what happens when you release the brake? When you release the brake, we have those two hardware that we saw earlier when we removed the caliper, which are these two over here. As you can see, I just installed the pads, so let me go ahead and change the angle so you can see what I'm talking about. So this is the new hardware that I told you about. They go in those holes, so we have one hole on each side. I'm gonna put the second one in the bottom. And what these does, they kind of pushes the pads, like if you're not pressing the brakes, they'll push the pads away from the rotor, so that way there is no friction, which will kind of preserve your pads life much longer. So it is kind of tricky to do this with one hand, so I'm gonna see if I can. There we go, and slide my caliper on there without messing up those new hardware. All right, as you can see, we got the caliper on. Now I'm gonna go ahead and align it from the top, And again, I'm gonna go ahead and tie it with my hand. Let me just get the second one as well so it's aligned as best as possible. There we go. Want to make sure and get your S-hanger out of the vehicle. You don't want to give the customer the car back with the S-hanger on there, and then he comes back to you after 15 minutes yelling, why is this noise coming from my brakes? Anywho, I'm gonna go ahead and grab my 17 millimeter, tie these up. Both. You don't want to go crazy Godzilla mode on these caliper bolts. The other ones though, that attaches to the spindle, you definitely have to add thread lock and basically tie them as much as possible. Obviously, don't overdo it. You do not want a broken bolt or a broken stud on your spindle. And this sums it up. As you saw, the video was the entire process was easy. This applies to most Acuras out there, 2014, 2015 and up, all the way I would say up until like 2023. Unless it comes with a performance package and you have like a Brembo set, then that will be a different video for it. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching. This sums up our video. If you have any question, drop them in the comment section below, and make sure you hit that subscribe button and follow and share for more.